This newscast is brought to you by Qbert, Pittsburgh's source for LGBTQ plus news and community information. Go to qbert.com to learn more. From the PEP Radio Newsroom, these are the stories we are following at this hour. The urban legend that won't die, that students are dressing up as animals and using litter boxes at schools, just got backed by Texas Governor Greg Abbott, who told people at a rally that school vouchers would enable them to send their kids to schools where furries aren't running amok. Texas State Representative Stan Gerdes introduced the Forbidding Unlawful Representation of Role-Playing in Education Act, or FURRIES Act, which would punish schools if teachers don't take action to stop kids from acting like animals in schools. Districts would face a fine of $10,000 for the first such offense and $25,000 for each offense thereafter. The bill gives examples of such behaviors, including meowing, wearing leashes, or animal-like ears, and licking oneself or others for the purpose of grooming or maintenance. For years, the rumors spread on right-wing media and social media that schools were accommodating student furries. The myth was often brought up during discussions of school accommodations for transgender students, intended as a rejoinder. If schools are allowing trans students to attend school as their authentic selves when it comes to gender, then what's to stop furries from demanding to be treated like animals? The rumors spread, and school districts across the United States and even in Canada were forced to send letters to parents telling them that there are no furries in their schools and that students aren't allowed to behave like animals in class. One of the more extreme versions of the urban legend included the detail that the furries were using litter boxes, sometimes even in classrooms and not in the restroom. And no one could stop them because the supposedly woke school administration required teachers to accommodate them. That detail made an appearance in Gerdes' FURRIES Act, which specifically bans using a litter box for the passing of stool, urine, or other human byproducts. Reuters published a fact check in July 2022 that said there is no evidence of them disrupting classrooms or schools, developing a policy of including them as a formal identity. In other news, the Trump administration asked the Supreme Court on Monday to halt a ruling ordering the rehiring of thousands of federal workers let go in mass firings aimed at dramatically downsizing the federal government. The emergency appeal argues that the judge can't force the executive branch to rehire some 16,000 probationary employees. The California-based judge found the firings didn't follow federal law, and he ordered reinstatement offers be sent as a lawsuit plays out. The appeal also calls on the conservative majority court to rein in the growing number of federal judges who have slowed down President Donald Trump's sweeping agenda, at least for now. Only this court can end the interbranch power grab, the appeal stated. The nation's federal court system has become ground zero for pushback to Trump, with the Republican-led Congress largely supportive or downright silent. And judges have ruled against Trump's administration more than 36 times after finding violations of federal law. The rulings run the gamut from birthright citizenship changes to federal spending to transgender rights. Trump's unparalleled flurry of executive orders seems destined for several dates at a Supreme Court that he helped shape with 3 appointees during his first term, but so far, the majority on the 9-member court has taken relatively small steps in 2 cases that have reached it. The latest order appealed to the High Court was one of 2 handed down the same day that found separate legal problems with the way the Republican administration's firings of probationary employees were carried out. That's the news at this hour. If you are watching our newscasts on YouTube, be sure to subscribe to the PEP Radio channel. Now back to more music on PEP Radio.